definitely something we're going to work on, and that's why we're so happy that you guys are all here. The few people I've gotten a chance to speak with, thank you so much, because we learn from every one of you guys that we talk with. We really want to work with you guys. So our biggest job, number one and foremost, besides fun, because it's just going to be fun, number one job is to get you guys business. Is to get you your piece of the pie. I love that nugget he talks about. But that's our job. So we're doing it in as many unique ways that not other people see. We're not another. That's first and foremost. We're not another bridal expo. So this, I hope, kind of points out to this. So if you guys have been to the River Center before, you guys might recognize the layout of the building. But basically, right when you walk in, you're going to come in this door. And here, there's going to be one of those nice big photo backboards with NABE all over it and our sponsors and things like that, where people are going to get their picture taken right away. That's going to get sent to them. It's not going to be, here's $10 for a picture. We're not Disneyland. So we're going to post it. Then they come through this cool tunnel. This tunnel is just going to be like, okay, what the heck are we walking into? All these customers are like, this is weird. This isn't a dentist's office, like I've said to many of you guys. This isn't a normal bridal expo. So they're going to get steered right in here through this tunnel and then into these rooms. And these rooms are kind of flexible. And that's where we're going to be working with you guys a lot to make happen, to be the most impactful for what you guys are trying to get out of it. But ideally what we're talking about is showing different parts of the wedding experience or different types of weddings. So maybe one is, say, a farm wedding, an outdoor wedding. You know, say we got a wedding planner who's all about that kind of stuff. They want to showcase what they do. And say we got another wedding planner who has nothing to do. They don't like bugs. They don't like going outside. So maybe this is like a black tie. We're going to kind of leave it loose, but that's the goal, is to show as much different impacts that weddings can make, so that when brides and grooms walk in, they don't get that 30% off your flowers. They get, holy crap, that's my wedding. That's what I want. And it's a different experience for them. So they're going to walk through here, and then Shane's going to be over here with his photo booth circus set up, and I'm so stoked for that. But after you walk through all these rooms, you're going to get directed right to the bar, because after that, they're going to need a drink. So they're going to get directed to the bar. And then here they're going to get to be able to get their thing, and then we're also going to have a rep standing over here kind of directing them where to go, pointing them down the line, where all of our vendors, or our happily ever after vendors, are going to have their booths set up. And we're going to be working with you guys to make sure that, again, that's as impactful as possible. It's not the dental office. It's not the 30% off flowers. It's a whole lot more. You make an impact, and you stick in their heads. So you're going to be kind of steered around here, and it looks very different because we don't have vendors everywhere. We have tables. This is a wedding reception. This is a good time. This is why we want people. We want the husbands, the grooms to want to come to these things. They want to see the cool things, the crazy things, whether it's a guy throwing fire in the air, a belly dancer, it's a balloon artist, something like that, where they haven't thought about doing something like that in their wedding. So you're going to make your way around here. The stage and the dance floor, we'll be doing a bunch of presentations. Really cool feature we're going to have is a party bus. Our VIPs are going to be able to travel to an after party in the party bus. So that's a big excitement. And then you're going to travel through here, just kind of looking at the other vendors. With our food vendors right now, we're working on where exactly and how they want to present their food. So potentially we'll have food in some of the corners. We may just present it at dinner. We may have it on different tables in different places. But primarily, this is our layout. And then we're going to have more vendors along here where, say, photographers, videographers, people who do little trinkets are going to be able to set their things up. And then also along with that, if you guys have any unique gifts, a bunch of different types of gourmet popcorn, maybe you bring some bags, maybe you treat it a little bit like a craft fair. We want to make this unique. We don't want it to be the same old that they've seen a million times. We want this to be the event that, first of all, not only you guys want to be at, but our customers want to be at, so that they're going to be, this is going to be the premier bridal expo in the area. So yeah, there you go. So here's some kind of ideas. Maybe that one's the hotel suite where brides are getting set up. You got makeup artists in there. You got bridal dresses. You got big mirrors. Maybe they're getting fitted for a dress right there. You know, the sky's the limit of things we can do. Ceremony suite. How many different styles of chairs can we do? You know? Reception suite. Different tables have different decorations. What do you want at your reception? You know, maybe there's a separate DJ booth because they have really cool lights and they want to showcase those different styles of lights in there. And then the living suite. You know, is it a lifestyle choice that they choose to do after a wedding? You know, we have a good buddy of ours. He's a marriage counselor, wedding counselor. maybe he's in there giving advice on just what to do, what kind of questions you want to know, giving pamphlets, gaining business. So really, these are just options of different things we can do, and we're going to try and tailor them to every one of your guys' specific needs. It's a lot of work, but we're not normal people. We want to make it happen for you guys. We want to make it tailored to you guys so that the customer is going to get the best possible experience. I think that's our basic gist.
I guess my question is, what are you doing, quote, for the customers? These people are going to get very. I went to a bridal expo at Jimmers a couple of years ago, and it was a real bust. It wasn't worth my time going out there or any of the other vendors. So what are you going to do to get these people to come to this? I mean, it sounds like it's a great deal. But
yeah, so are you talking, you're basically talking about marketing, how are we advertising, how are we bringing butts into seats, correct? Or no? Yeah, okay. So basically for that, we have a mixture of doing some online marketing that we'll be doing, specifically Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest, because those are the three where our target audience really lives. We're gonna be doing a lot of stuff with radio stations that are here locally. We're doing some TV press, the free ones that we can find. Yo, what's up?
You guys should look into TikTok too. That is like an underthing that is.
We're working on it.
What up, Mallory? Wave to the camera. Yeah, Mallory is TikTok. She helps us out there.
And I'm everything.
Yeah, and also the other thing too is that we also want to expand it to our vendors here as well. We'll give everyone codes that they can share with people, so that if anyone buys from them, they could get a 10% off, and maybe there's a kickback on our vendors as well, the approved vendors that are a part of us, as well as people like models that are supporting as well. So. Those are the different ways that we're going to be advertising.
Can I just say, too, on that what you just said, the one thing that you have to remember, and sometimes you think that you've got a client, oh, I already did that wedding. That family, I've already done that. But guess what? You know, especially when you've been in the business for a while, suddenly you start doing generational weddings. You start doing cousins' weddings, and you know, they're like, oh my gosh, this was the best videographer ever. This was the best DJ ever. You've got to have them, right? And so if you're advertising that to existing customers, right, you got to remember that this is a wedding industry. And if you did a great job, they're going to be using, because we all know, everyone in this room knows that word-of-mouth advertising is the best way to promote your business. Yes. We can pay as much money as we want for all of those other marketing campaigns, but word-of-mouth is always going to sell the best way. And so if you've got the opportunity to share this kind of experience with those that haven't seen this experience before, then I think they're really going to respond to that.
Yeah, and to add to what you just said, our philosophy is, why tell someone when you can just show them, right? For me, that same thing has happened, right? I obviously not generational, but I've actually done a lot of weddings where people, when I do their wedding, they're like, yo, I don't want anyone else. I don't care. I don't care. I want you, right? And it's really because they saw me in action. They saw all that I have, all that I am. And anyways, without going to the rabbit hole, I think that's why this really stuck out to me, because I felt like, hey, this is a perfect way to basically have a bunch of people that can refer you, if that makes any sense. Because like referral it's honestly the best, you know, when that word of mouth. And if you can actually do what you do, you know, because like DJs will have time to do their DJ thing. You know, everyone will have time to showcase everything. Scott, who actually had to leave because he has a 7 o'clock meeting, but he's going to be helping us out with putting up a lot of massive screens that we will use for the videos as well. So yeah, anyways, now I'm just blabbing on, but thank you. Thank you.
So I don't want to beat a dead horse, which I feel like the horse is trampled. But at the same time, Shane had a really good insight that I kind of want to bring up earlier when I was talking with him. And that was about this is my words, but his word was better, was value. So I kind of talked about quantitative versus qualitative. So this isn't the biggest bridal expo in the area. You're not going to have 4,000 people walking through that is going to get your business card and say, hi, you know, and that's it. What you're going to get with this experience is you're going to get value, qualitative customer interactions. So videographers, photographers, what was your name again, John? Yeah. John. So they're going to be able to meet John and see his character. They're going to see how he interacts with people. Wedding planners, I mean, that's probably the most important thing in the world, right? How they interact with you, how you interact with them. You're dealing with these people on the most important day of their lives. They don't want people who are just going to be Joe Schmo off the street. So doing this type of experience, whether it's 4,000 or 300 people that you get to talk to, it's going to be the most valuable customer interaction because they get to experience it. And that's what we're shooting for.
Yep, yep. And the last piece that I want to leave you on, because I really want us to get a chance to kind of talk a little bit more between ourselves. The last thing I want to leave you on is the fact that on all of these tables, different things are going to be shown. It ranges, right? It ranges from cakes and little trinkets that you can eat, all the way to decor and etc. But on every single thing, there's going to be a way for people to find you specifically. So for example, let's take Nikki, okay? Nikki has over here on the hotel suite, she's doing makeup. She's doing someone's specific makeup, okay? All these things you see here, these are all like podiums that our models are gonna stand on. They'll have makeup, outfit, clothes, jewelry, everything is gonna be on them. And beside them are QR codes where people can tell exactly where they are, right? So let's say she's doing someone's makeup over here. They'll be able to see her working on it actively, and then later on, that person will come here and stand right there, right? So they see her working, and then later they now see the piece, the final product, later on as they go along the entire experience. But that QR code is incredibly important, and it's actually what leads us to the final thing we want to talk about before we break off. And that is going to be talked about by none other than our social media manager right here. Come on down. Come on down.
Yeah, like a minute for me. All right, so Nikki, we have to embarrass you a little bit here. Nikki was one of the first few vendors to get signed up, and she gave us all of her information. So the page you're looking at right here is what each of you will be having on the NABE site, okay? So first it starts up top, just her name, the business name, a little snippet about her, and then you're gonna get a carousel of photos and videos, whatever you want to display your best self. After that, we're gonna get into actually about the business itself, a little quick paragraph and a beautiful picture of what she can do, nice things. Details of where you kind of go in, and this is where you can set yourself apart. As anyone has been to a wedding expo, you have seen probably 20 makeup artists. How do you pick which one you want, right? You have no idea. This area is where you showcase your style and make them pick you, okay? So the more details you want to give, the better, styling, all that fun stuff. After that, we get into the exclusive NABE promotion. So what you want the guests that come to NABE want to purchase from them. Outside, you'll get a certain price. Inside, you get the NABE price, okay? Under that, there's different packages that again are NABE exclusive that she's going to offer for her guests. You can have many packages, or you don't have to have this area at all. It's up to you how you want to be showcased. So you and I will work together to make this page as fabulous as possible. After that, frequently asked questions. This we found on quite a few of the top tier bridal sites because people could ask a lot of questions. Biggest one, what sets you apart from everyone else? Why should I choose you? Why should I give you my business on my big day? And she wrote a very nice paragraph that ends with the word magical, which I love. That's fun. And lastly, what he mentioned about the QR codes. This is still kind of a work in progress on how we're gonna, this area right here. But you're gonna have a booth number around the area, and then you'll have a QR code location where people can find you while they're in the event itself. So if I'm like, oh, I saw them do the makeup down here, but where is her actual booth? How can I find her? Boom, QR code, she's up here. You can go right to her. So we're gonna make it easy for people to find you, ideally. But again, Nikki was wonderful in donating all of her documents and all this stuff well ahead of time, so this was made. It is crucially important that as soon as you sign on, which fingers crossed you all do, I'm gonna see you guys in March, but you give us your information so we can make this pop. And from there, I can shout all your social media platforms. I'm gonna scroll under her page. It has her website, Address, website, phone number, all of her social media and her website right there, so you all contact us before you even get into the nitty gritty of the actual area. Any questions on how we can showcase you on the NABE site? No?
Awesome.
No worries.
Awesome. You did a great job. You did a great job.
Wait, I do.
Yeah.
Is this only open to vendors from the QC?
Vendors from where?
The QC?
No, it's also vendors. It's also vendors that are outside the QC as well. But we focus a lot on QC vendors. Yeah. However, we do want to have all of our categories, like all the vendor types. So if there are no vendors in the QC that want to do it, then we'll have to go outside. But yeah.